Welcome back to This Is Your Mind, Applied Neuroscience for Well-Being. I am your host, Anne-Marie Rossi. We have reached the end of our journey together. Over the past 4 weeks, we have covered some very important neuroscience topics. We began by having you complete an assessment of your current state and set intentions. In week 1, we introduced you to a simple model of how the brain processes stimuli and spent the week practicing body scans to become in tune with our individual physical responses associated with the activation of our sympathetic nervous system. In week 2, we focused on the importance of practice to build new neural pathways, and you spent the week engaging in neural restorative exercises. In week 3, we learned about the 3 main brain networks and how they work to mediate our attention. We discussed the 5 magnets which pull our attention away from a state of mindfulness, and we introduced the practice of awareness of thoughts as a measure to deepen our awareness of our mental state and enable consciously controlled switching of our brain networks. Last week, we focused on the gut-brain axis and engaged in mindful eating, as well as exercises to trigger our vagus nerve. This final week will end our course by focusing on the science and practice of compassion. There are a range of emotions that we think of when we consider what it feels like to be deeply connected to others. Sometimes we feel a sweet comfort when we are in the presence of people we care about. Other times, we might notice a deep, painful longing when we are separated from a loved one. As you have learned in this course, mindfulness practice is not just about paying attention or having expanded awareness all the time like some ninja. Our intention matters too. As we'll see, being aware of and staying focused on a sense of hope that our family and neighbors are thriving can have surprising effects on our relationships, as well as our own physical and mental health. To understand why this is from a neuroscience perspective, it helps to understand that as humans, we are literally wired to feel what the others around us are feeling. In week 2, we introduced you to neurons and told you that there are over 100 types of neurons in the human brain. This week, we will focus on 2 of these cells, von economoneurons, commonly referred to as spindle neurons, and mirror neurons. Both of these cells are found in the central executive network. Spindle neurons are only present in highly social mammals. Humans, whales, dolphins, porpoises, elephants, and great apes. They are very rare even within this small section of the animal kingdom. And in humans, they only reside in the anterior cingulate cortex and the frontal insula. These cells are active when we are experiencing emotions, noticing bodily sensations of pain and hunger, or recognizing that you have made a mistake. They play a specific role in generating social emotions such as sympathy, guilt, embarrassment, and love, and are the seat of our sense of humor. Mirror neurons were initially discovered by a team of neuroscientists in Italy who were studying the brains of macaque monkeys. They found that when the monkey observed an animal reaching for food, their brain region would activate as though they were reaching for the food, even if they only heard the action from another room and did not see it. Their brain regions still responded similarly, mirroring what they heard and or saw. There is still much to learn about these cells, and debate continues as to their exact function. But the general consensus is that these cells enable us to understand other people's actions in terms of our own movements and goals, resulting in us literally feeling what is happening to another person in our own nervous system, as though it were happening to us. When we see a video of someone taking a wicked fall, we recoil in pain, despite being comfortably in our living room. Our mirror neurons are literally mirroring the painful experience of another person and activating the pain response areas of our brain. We call these the empathy neurons. Mirror and spindle neurons are our self-awareness and social awareness brain cells. Not surprisingly, their functioning is significantly altered in people on the autism spectrum. Simply put, we are hardwired to feel others' pain, and we have a set of emotional responses that arises spontaneously from our experience of that pain. This drives our concern for others when they have unpleasant experiences and our desire to help lessen their suffering. That's compassion. For me, compassion is quite simply the act of showing love to others. Love acts as a buffer against the autonomic stress response and facilitates emotional regulation. Love increases our sense of attachment, reduces stress, and promotes overall well-being and health. Individuals who feel loved and attached to others show diminished cortisol levels and longer lifespans. The purposeful act of giving love to others, of acting with compassion in our thoughts, words, and deeds, is achieved within the executive control network. It requires our focused attention. When this is needed for those we have already attached to, say our children or significant others, this can be very natural and can happen seemingly without choice. However, as we've previously learned, this is not our default space, and when our mind is wandering, or when we are triggered by our amygdala activation in our salience network, this becomes significantly more challenging. Simply put, the part of our brain where compassion and empathy live is turned off when we are stressed, afraid, or focused on ourselves. In fact, the more time people spend mind wandering in their default mode network or salience network, predicts less caring behavior towards themselves and towards others. Research has shown that individuals who are less mindful were half as likely to display a caring behavior. Importantly, this is not just about how we care for others, but is deeply rooted in how we care about ourselves. Self-critical thinking is linked in the brain to error processing and resolution, as well as behavioral inhibition. It is strongly correlated with a range of psychopathologies, such as depression, eating disorders, and anxiety. Conversely, self-reassurance is linked in the brain to compassion and empathy, and this self-compassion is an excellent predictor of quality of life. Because our default space is not one of compassion for ourselves and others, we must train our minds to bring us into this space, just like we have begun to train our minds to pull us out of the sympathetic nervous system, our fight, flight, or freeze response, and into the parasympathetic nervous system, our relaxed and recover state. We can train our minds to become less self-absorbed or fear-driven and more compassionate, both to ourselves and the world. This practice is called loving kindness meditation, and it aims to foster an attitude of emotional positivity, benevolence, and friendliness as it is naturally experienced toward close loved ones, directed to all beings, independent of context and preferences. It is the conscious cultivation of love for yourself and everyone else. Research shows this exercise increases individuals' sense of tranquility, significance and meaning in their life, and even significantly decreases chronic pain. Engaging in the practice leads individuals to become kinder to themselves and also shifts how they see others with more compassion and empathy, leading to increased acts of kindness to everyone in their lives, even strangers. And kindness is a powerful tool for good. It increases serotonin, endorphin, and oxytocin levels, the neurotransmitters responsible for healing wounds, overall feelings of calm and happiness, pain relief, social bonding, trust, and strengthens the immune system. Compassionate people have 2 times the amount of DHEA, which slows aging, and 23% less cortisol. And to top it all off, it's contagious. When we engage in loving kindness towards others, it leads to these effects in ourselves, in those whom we are kind to, and to everyone who witnesses it. BeMindful operates on 3 pillars: science, practice, and extension. We have provided you with the scientific underpinnings of brain processing and the function of our nervous system. We have also introduced multiple neurorestorative practices to improve your overall health and well-being. The final pillar, extension, is the concerted effort to take forth this knowledge and change the way you interact with yourself and others. Loving kindness meditation epitomizes this endeavor. First, you must know yourself, how your body and mind work together, how they influence your experiences, and create your perception of reality. From there, you must practice exercises to shift away from the instinctual salience and default modes and into the higher processing executive network to engage the more evolved brain regions. Lastly, you must extend this beyond the moments you find to participate in formal practice and integrate them into your life. This is the only way to change both your relationship with yourself and outwardly in your engagement and relationship with the world around you. By practicing loving kindness meditation, we train our minds to see the world through eyes of love and compassion, lessening our own suffering and leading us towards acting in ways which reduce the suffering of all beings. Find a comfortable position, either laying down or sitting up straight with your spine erect. Roll your shoulders back and down. Relax your neck. Close your eyes and take a long, slow, deep breath. Relaxing your body from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. You have nowhere to go, nothing to do. This is your time. Be here and now. Let everything else float away. I want you to imagine as clearly as you can someone you love deeply, someone for whom this love flows effortlessly. See them in your mind's eye, relaxed, happy, and smiling. Say to them silently, "May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be joyful. May you feel loved." Imagine this person wrapped in the warm glow of your love, happy and contented. Now I want you to take that love you so easily gave to this person and direct it inward. It can be challenging to love ourselves, but we must give to ourselves the love we freely give to others. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be joyful. May I feel loved. Now bring to mind again the person with whom giving love came so easily. See them clearly as they hug you and are wrapped in the love and kindness you have shared. Imagine this circle expanding to include all of your loved ones, friends and family near and far, wrapped in the warmth of your love. Imagine that this energy of love is emanating out of all of the pores of your body, touching everyone and everything it comes in contact with, encircling all of those suffering everywhere around the world. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be joyful. May all beings feel loved. Gently open your eyes and return your attention to the present moment. Go forth knowing that this infinite well of love and kindness exists within yourself and can be accessed anytime, anywhere. When you encounter challenging engagements with others, remember this well. When you notice negative self-talk, remember this well. Our world is a reflection of our inner experiences. If we desire a world filled with love and kindness, we must be loving and kind. There is no other way. As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Thank you for participating in our class. We hope you have enjoyed it and taken away some useful tools and information. May you be healthy, joyful, and feel loved.